Hey guys, it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. So about, I guess at this point, a year and a half ago, I believe it was like summertime of 2018, I did two different videos. One about piercings I don't want and one about piercings that I do want. And I started looking back at those videos and like since then I've gotten some of the ones for the ones that I do want. I changed my mind about the ones that I don't want, but it got me thinking about other kinds of piercings. So for this video, I'm gonna do something similar and do piercings that I like, but probably wouldn't get. Because I've talked about that before. I've talked about ones that I really like. I just not sure that they would work for me or if I would go through that whole rigmarole of getting them because some of them have difficulty healing. So that's what today's video is. It's just 5 piercings that I really like, but I just don't think I would get them myself. So the first one I've talked about before, I want to say. For some reason it's ringing in my memory that I have talked about this one before, and that's a snug piercing. So what a snug piercing is like this little part right here, but instead of like just piercing like the flesh there or moving up further to a thinner part of the cartilage, you actually pierce through the big chunk of cartilage. And the reason why I probably wouldn't get that is because it's one of the worst to heal if it actually ends up healing. A lot of people who get the snug piercing say that it never heals. A lot of piercers won't do a snug piercing because of its unhealable rate. You'll have to excuse my inability to come up with words. Because of its inability to heal at all, I don't think I'd want to go through all of that just for in the end to take it out. Now there are people who get a like faux snug piercing where it's basically you get like a conch and then get a regular old helix piercing, and because of the proximity it looks like a snug. I wouldn't be opposed to that. The snug itself, because of its rate of failing, kind of puts me off. It's also considered one of the most painful cartilage piercings, and not just that, but one of the most painful piercings like in general, out of facial, body, ears. It's considered one of the most painful, and I guess it's because it's a thick piece of cartilage, so a little understandable. But I just think there's a lot going on there that it almost seems like it's not worth it. You know, with the majority of cartilage piercings, it can take 6 months to a year to heal, but because it's got that low rate of actually healing, it's like, what's the point? They're very cute. I really like how they look. If they had a higher chance of healing correctly, I would consider it, but just the majority of people say they don't heal right. Is it worth it? Anyone have a snug piercing that can actually shed some light on that? I mean, again, this is just stuff that I've looked up before, seen other people talk about it in videos. So if you yourself have a snug, an actual snug, not a faux snug, an actual snug, let us know how it actually has been for you. The next piercing that I really like, but most likely would not get, is a Monroe. And so a Monroe is an off the center lip piercing, like a top lip piercing. So the main reason why I don't think I would get this done is because I don't think I would like the feeling of jewelry on my top lip. It sits on your lip-ish area. Now, technically the Medusa / Philtrum is on my lip, but there's a difference between being on like this part of the lip, like the lip, and then being in this center area. To me, this doesn't count as lip, but for some reason this does. I don't know why. I'm weird. I know that. Let's move on. But for some reason, I just don't feel like I'd like the feeling of jewelry sitting right here. That's honestly my only reason. I think they're super cute. Are they my favorite lip piercing? No, but I really like how they look, and especially on some people they look so cute. I'm also not sure that it would look right, especially since I have a Philtrum done. Go across here, just get all of the piercings. I'm not sure it would look right, and I love my Philtrum way too much to ever consider taking it out. Those two things are the main reasons. Like, I just don't think I could stand having something sitting on this part of my lip, and it wouldn't look great with what I've already got. Next is a vertical Labret. I got corrected on this before. For some reason I like to turn it French and go Labret. I'm not even sure that's French, it just sounds fancy. But apparently it's actually Labret, so my apologies for pronouncing it incorrectly for the entirety of my channel. The vertical Labret, unlike just regular old Labret going through here, the vertical Labret goes through your lip. Like, you actually pierce through the fleshy part of your lip. I don't think I could tolerate that. So I've gotten lip filler before. There's no secret there. I've talked about it before. You can go back in old videos and see that my top lip was much thinner at one point and it's a little bit more full now. I'm not sure I could tolerate like an actual big needle going through my lip. It was painful enough just to have a little injector go in to different parts of my lip to fill it up basically. I'm not sure I could handle a needle like going full-fledged on through. I would love to get this done, but I'm not sure I could get the vertical labret going through the lip. Also, I've seen some pictures of some scarring. So like when you take your piercings out, you take your jewelry out, you decide not to put anything in. I've often thought that piercings are in a way permanent. They're kind of semi-permanent because even if you take the jewelry out, the hole will stick around for a while, the scar will stick around for a while. The same with a vertical labret. Like the fact that you might have a scar on your lip kind of turns me off. And like, I know there are ways to cover that, and there's ways to minimize the look of a scar or a hole or something like that. But just the, I don't know, the whole idea of just piercing through that fleshy part of your lip kind of makes me queasy. I love this one and I love the look of the vertical labret. I just don't think I could personally have my lip pierced. Next is an industrial, and I have gone back and forth multiple times on whether or not I wanted an industrial. I love the look of industrials. Typically. Sometimes they're a little, I don't know, it really depends on positioning. Like I like the ones that go straight across, but sometimes you'll see ones that are angled more down. Then you have the vertical one that like goes from up here to down there, and I'm just like, holy crap. But so I'm very picky about how industrials look. I really like just the straight across, not any kind of angled. For an industrial, there are two things for me. It kind of seems like for all of these piercings, there are two things for me. One, I have a lot of friends with industrial piercings, and the majority of them continue to have problems with them years later. Now, love those people dearly. Could be that their aftercare is not the best. However, I don't think all of them do improper aftercare. So just seeing how even after years of having it, it causes problems, I'm like, do I really want to deal with that? There's also the fact that I've also gotten a pretty good amount, good setup of ear piercings already, and I don't really want to change that. I mean, I'd totally add more, but I don't want to change anything up to make room for something else. So with an industrial, I definitely couldn't do it over here because I have two helix right here. And then over here I couldn't do it because I have a forward helix and then my regular helix and then my mid helix. That would require me to take something out to make room for the industrial, and I just don't like that. I don't want to do that. And so those are my main reasons for the industrial. The main reason is because I like how everything looks and I don't want to take anything out to make room for one, but also the fact that a lot of people I know that have industrials just continue to have problems with them. A lot of this comes down to me not wanting to deal with issues that may persist for years to come. She says that she's had her multiple piercings for years and they sometimes just act up. The final piercing that I like the look of, but I personally would not get, is the inverse or the lower navel piercing. So this is where you have your belly button. Typical belly button navel piercings are, it's pierced on the top part and the jewelry kind of sits inside of the belly button. Well, an inverse or lower navel piercing is pierced on the bottom ridge. Some people can really pull it off. Some people it's just kind of like, eh. I mean, that's personal judgment, but I have reasons why I personally wouldn't get this done. As I have said for potentially, I don't know, 2 years now, I would eventually get my belly button re-pierced. That's been on the back burner. It's gonna continue to be on the back burner until I'm actually happy with how my stomach looks because of loose skin from weight loss. It's a whole other tangent. But because I plan to eventually get it re-pierced, the standard is like situated above the belly button. It's on the ridge above the belly button. I personally don't think my loose skin would work well with doing an inverse or lower belly button piercing. I mean, I've got a lot of loose skin. Most people can't tell, but I do. I just don't think it would work very well. Like, that's one reason why I'm not getting the standard navel piercing, is because my loose skin just doesn't allow for it right now. But I really don't think getting the inverse one would look too good because of the loose skin. I basically don't think that I could have a standard belly button piercing, let alone an inverse one. I like how they look, but just how my body currently is with the loose skin, I don't think I could pull it off. So those are just 5 piercings that I really like. I like the look of them typically, but I don't think I would ever get myself. Again, that's not to say that I wouldn't get it. Just at this time, I probably wouldn't. Let us know in the comments below if you have any of these piercings yourself, especially with the snug. I'm always curious to see how many actually have a successful snug piercing and what their experience was like with it. Let us know in the comments below if you have any of these and what your thoughts and feelings are on them, and if you would do it all over again, or if you might do something different if you had the opportunity. You know, those of us without these piercings are very curious. I mean, before I get a piercing, I do a lot of research before I get it done. So yeah, just let us know your feelings and your experiences with your own. Also, let me know in the comments below what piercings you yourself really like, but probably wouldn't get. You know, you can list your reasons, but everyone's got those piercings that it's like, those are really cute or those are really cool looking. I just don't know if I'd get them myself. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big ol' thumbs up. Going down there and hit that subscribe button wherever it may be, because I don't know. Even though I do, this is just my shtick now. Also hit that notification bell in case you want to know when I upload, and in case YouTube wants to let you know when I upload, because I would really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys.